Ahead of the game, we've got team coverage from Green Bay. Right now, Carl Winter and Keegan Hewitt join us live from Lambeau Field.
Carl and Keegan, how are things looking right now?
Things are looking good. A little cold out here, but we're surviving. It's another primetime matchup for Green Bay. The lights are bright. Those temps are dropping. Either way, the perfect atmosphere to take on the reigning Super Bowl champs.
Keegan, Green Bay's looking for a statement win tonight, and it might come down to who can protect the football, something both coaching staffs have made a point of emphasis this week. And Philly isn't wowing anyone with their stats this year, but they do have a +4 turnover margin, and winning that metric will be key. Now, on the Green Bay side, Jordan Love has only thrown 3 interceptions all season, but the ones he has thrown have been head-scratchers, to say the least.
Yeah, that triple coverage prayer in last Sunday's loss to Carolina was just plain bad, and the other coming on first down in Cleveland, no less. Love says he plays his best when he's aggressive, but his head coach says there's a fine line of balance.
I think it's a fine line because I don't want to take that mindset from him, but also you just got to be smart and see what the defense is doing. And if, I mean, they're bailing and getting out of there, you got to take the completion. I always talk to him about you have to earn the right to throw the ball down the field.
Love saying that he obviously wants Love to stay aggressive. That's what makes this team special, just to stay smart. Either way, it's going to be a true test against this Philly pass rush.
And the Eagles will be without some key pieces on both sides of the ball tonight. We'll get into an injury report later tonight, and we'll also talk about the play that's been making headlines all week, the tush push. But for now, live from Lambeau Field with Keegan Hewitt, I'm Carl Winter.
Keegan and Carl, thank you.
Ahead of the game, we've got team coverage from Green Bay. Right now, Carl Winter and Keegan Hewitt join us live from Lambeau Field.
Carl and Keegan, the Eagles have become famous for one specific play, and it's a major talking point before this game.
Yeah, guys, it's one of the most controversial plays in all of football, and one that Green Bay knows all too well. And Keegan, Philly's tush push has been nearly automatic since its inception.
That's right, and let's not forget, Carl, it was Green Bay that tried to ban that play over the offseason, putting that proposal out there. Now they're going to have the challenge of stopping it here at Lambeau Field in prime time. The Eagles have been 76.5% good converting on that rate in the tush push this season, using it 17 times over these first 8 games. It's statistically the most effective play in the league and could be all that much more fruitful here in the cold, frozen tundra.
Yeah, and it's cold. It's forecasted to be 29 degrees here at kickoff, and you better believe Nick Sirianni and company will run that play out of spite any chance they get, but Matt LaFleur is ready.
Yes, I'm not going to get into it. It is what it is. You know, the NFL made a decision, and we have to find a way to try to stop the play, and it's a tough play to stop. I think the best way to stop it is to not allow it to happen. In regards to, you can't allow them in those short yardage situations because you know exactly what they're going to do.
And one more big piece to this puzzle is the injury front on both sides of the ball. Some good news for Packers fans. Eagles center Cam Jerkins already ruled out with a knee injury.
And he's a big part of that tush push. On the Packers sideline, rookie wide receivers Matthew Golden and Savion Williams remain questionable for tonight. Wide receiver Dontavian Wicks does as well. We'll take a full look at their injury report later on in sports at 6. For now, reporting from Lambeau Field with Keegan Hewitt, I'm Carl Winter.
Carl and Keegan, thank you.
Welcome back. The Monday Night Football is almost here, and the Packers are taking on the Eagles at Lambeau Field tonight, and that's where we find sports director Carl Winter.
Yeah, and Carl's there with Keegan Hewitt from our Wausau affiliate. So what can we expect for the game tonight, guys?
The Packers less than 2 hours away from getting underway here on Monday Night Football, but they'll be taking on the reigning Super Bowl champions without their tight end and leader, Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Carl. It's no secret the offense suffering a major blow with Kraft going down last week in Carolina with that torn ACL. Head coach Matt LaFleur saying the group has enough weapons to overcome and adapt, but the muscle of the offense will need to shift. One guy the Pack are counting on, fellow tight end Luke Musgrave.
Musgrave, a 2023 draftee who struggled with injuries early in his career, jump-started Green Bay's touchdown drive against the Panthers with a 21-yard catch in the fourth quarter. LaFleur says Musgrave brings vertical threat and big play potential, even if he doesn't have Kraft's blocking or yards after catch skills.
There's a lot of things that Tucker did a very good job of, whether it's blocking, obviously his impact in the passing game. But I think all those things will be missed. You know, I think it's on everybody in that tight end room and other receivers, things like that, to step up.
Yeah, injuries again, worst part of football. I've unfortunately had 2 of them the past 2 seasons. So no, it's going to be. We got to keep on playing. Focus on when I get my opportunities, playing with good effort and energy, focused on what shows up on film, not focused on stats.
Carl, it's only week 10 of the NFL season, but playoff implications already on the line. A win tonight for Green Bay would be huge, moving into third place overall in the NFC.
And for Philly, if they win, they'd go up to 7-2, which would put them right back in the top overall seed in the NFC. The Seahawks also 7-2, but Philly does own that tiebreaker.
A big one here tonight, signing off for Keegan Hewitt alongside Carl Winter from Lambeau Field.
All right, guys, thanks. And we can...
Welcome back to a chilly Lambeau Field. Monday Night Football on tap in less than an hour between the Packers and Eagles. And Keegan, the crowd really starting to fill in now.
Starting to file in. We got some loud Birds fans here, but the Packer faithful will be just as loud and proud. And Green Bay solving some mysteries before kickoff tonight, optioning to go with the veteran kicker, Brandon McManus, instead of the youngster, Harversick. In the receiver room, looking for some increased production after losing their leader and tight end Tucker Kraft for the season last week. They'll also have to do it without rookie sensation Matthew Golden, who is ruled officially out tonight.
But they likely will have fellow rookie Savion Williams, who's been questionable all week with a foot injury but was not on the inactives list. But the Pack also might be graced with the return of Dontavian Wicks after he missed the last 2 games with a calf injury.
I'm just going there and do my job. Going there, doing what I gotta do. What's asked of me, got like Tuck going down. You know, he got that dog mentality. You know, yeah, I think I fill in and bring that same mentality to the team. Everybody in our room is capable. You know, capable of stepping up. We all been together for a while, excluding the guys that just came in. But a big part of the group been together for a while, so we know each other. We know how things go. So stepping up for each other means a lot more.
And there were plenty of questions this week about whether this game would be a reunion between new Eagles cornerback Jair Alexander and the Packers. Keegan, we will not get that reunion tonight as Alexander did not travel. He's still dealing with an injury.
Of course, Alexander coming over from Baltimore. Things not working out there after going over in the offseason. Jair spoke with the media this week and said how great it was, this city, this fans, how it really helped him grow up here in Green Bay. But the matchup will have to wait. Still a great one in store here on Primetime.
Should be fantastic here on Monday Night Football. A chilly one from the frozen tundra. All right, for Keegan Hewitt, I'm Carl Winter, signing off from Lambeau Field. Enjoy the game.
All right, guys, thanks. You're just commenting. They're just hanging out in their suits. Just very cold out there. Thank you. Monday night was a huge game in Green Bay, but there weren't many points to actually show for it.
There were not. I think Jason Kelsey might have been very happy after the result. We had coverage all day, team coverage all day at Lambeau for the Packers hosting the Eagles. Keegan Hewitt and Carl Winter, they got the highlights.
It was a classic one here at Lambeau Field. Cold, tough, physical football.
And the Packers did go toe-to-toe with the reigning Super Bowl champion Eagles, missing a long field goal at the end of the game, now dropping back-to-back games at Lambeau Field for the first time since 2022. The Monday night stage was set for fireworks, but offense was hard to find. Early red zone turnovers killed momentum for both teams, and the Packers never settled in. 0 for 5 on third downs in the first half, and that scoreless first half was something we haven't seen on Monday night in the NFL since 2009.
I thought our defense was outstanding, and unfortunately just too many mistakes offensively to overcome it. And, you know, I've said this many times, you hold good football teams to 10 points, you should win the football game.
Yeah, we're not getting any consistency right now. We're not getting into a rhythm. We'll have a good play here, and then it kind of just, we'll have a negative play, whether it's a lot of things, whether it's a turnover, penalty, drop, sack, you know, it's a lot of things.
But through all those struggles, Green Bay seeing a glimmer of hope under 2 minutes to go, but those final drives ending the same way it started. First with a chaotic turnover coming away in the hands of the defense before Brandon McManus wide left on the long attempt. The Eagles soar out of Lambeau, retaking the throne atop the NFC, 10-7 the final.
It's just frustrating because I know I give it everything I have. And sometimes we don't get the results. It's like, you know, it's tough. But I know that these guys in here fighting and battling. I know my team got my back, and I know that they know that I got theirs. So that's the thing that keep me going.
And serious questions about this Green Bay offense still unanswered at this point. Not only that, but an already thin wide receiver room may have lost another. Romeo Doubs leaving the game with injury and not returning. The same goes for the offensive line room with Elgton Jenkins.
A lot of frustrated emotions in that locker room post-game. The Pack now falling to 5-3-1 overall, sitting at third place in the NFC. It'll also be a quick turnaround. Now looking ahead to the New York Giants on a short week. Signing off from Lambeau Field alongside Carl Winter, I'm Keegan Hewitt.